Good evening. Welcome back to In the Khud. This is October 15, 2022, 6:46 p.m. and a little Saturday documentation for y'all because we missed yesterday, Friday. So I'll have to do a bit of recall for yesterday what happened. Let me just see if I've written things down the way they should. But in the meanwhile, I'm gonna sip a bit of coffee. This is coffee from Nescafe in a cup by Nescafe. Not a sponsor, sometime though. Surely. That brings me to, am I in the center of the frame? Now, yesterday I woke up at 6. I'm trying to look for a 5-minute constraint. Let's just stick with it. Woke up at 6, took snowy down. Everything happened perfectly. Figured the sculpt brushes was making low-res geometry because the subdivision on the multi-res modifier need to be increased. That is why when I was bringing those nuts out, it was not high-res like it was earlier. Small things I've learned. Inside After Effects, Ctrl+1 hides the entire bar at the top. Makes more room to work as a hack on a smaller screen like a laptop or something. That was pretty much it. I think I did. Basically, yesterday what I did is that Diwali video that I mentioned in day before yesterday's vlog. I made that. Figured a few things here and there. And then I had to go to the Diwali party at office. I would say it was a 6-hour suffer. As in, it took me 1.5 hours to reach because it all of a sudden just started raining so heavy and I didn't want to go through the train route, so I took a cab. I reached by 8, I left by 10, so I was there for 2 hours and then 1.5 hours coming back. So 3 hours of traveling and 2 hours of being there. The issue doesn't quite make any sense, but yeah, thankfully I met the people I wanted to. I showed up to the people like okay, he's come, that's all I want to do, kind of like an attendance thing. And I made a painting of Magnum. I'll try putting it on the screen here. So, which brings me to Magnum. I'll get to it, but let me explain a little more important thing. While I was going in the cab yesterday, I got a call from one of the people from Starbucks. People from Starbucks are calling me now. I mean, this is just next level shit is happening. So she told me that our technical team will get on a call with you tomorrow morning, and today morning that call did happen as it was scheduled at 10:30. I think it lasts for an hour or 1.5 hours, and I had a lot of queries and most of them got solved, which is amazing. So that's pretty nice, pretty good. Post that, I resumed working on the Magnum Blender render that we're trying to do, and I will just take the liberty to show you my progress so far. So it's, if you can't see it, right, I made 7 versions of this because I'm very scared of just losing progress at every stage. So putting those sculpts, making them blah blah blah, just keep making versions of that Blender file because multi-res modifier and decimate and everything, just Blender crashes. So here, if I take the rendered view of this is how the render is looking right now. I've done a few things in the shaderator, I've added a normal Voronoi for the roughness. If you see some parts are shiny, some are not as shiny. That is, I've added a color ramp in the roughness itself and attached it to a noise texture. Why am I just saying it? I could actually just show it. The important thing here is if you look at the reference and I try comparing both these side by side, and I just got this input from my brother Parmeet, which is amazing. I was looking for some sort of input. The brushes here overall look a little, the almonds look a little daunting. If you see here, the spacing or the distribution is something I've gotten more or less right, but the size, if you see, this is way too bulky. So I need to I think there's a brush in the sculpt tools, I don't know, it's called Inflate or Shrink or any of these clay brushes. If I hold down control and just paint on it, it should work. Good news is that I've figured out how to sculpt these, which I had figured earlier only. But over here, if you see, I've figured how to take this image. This is the same image I have projected on top here. So you see this kind of detailing in the sculpt and stuff, this kind of frosting and things. This is coming because it's the same image that I have texture painted on top of this model, and that wasn't as easy as it sounds. It's pretty straightforward in theory, but a lot of things have to be taken care of while doing it. Also, I'm seeing that these nuts here are not painted yet, even these ones. That's something that has to be done, but moreover, I think because this is just the reveal shot, right, and I have to take a bite out of it from the side, it doesn't really matter of what happens on the left and right, but it's just the size of these nuts and then we're good to go. The thing I have to do is, I think I had written, I'd say this is done. Texture painting the entire model with the reference image, this is also done. Nice. Now placing the 4 models at appropriate places in the timeline, which is, this is final one. There is a reveal of only chocolate, there is a reveal of chocolate plus nuts, and then there is a vanilla. You have to place them at the appropriate places in the timeline, rebake the chocolate simulation and work on the materials. This is something that will be a work in process though. What I'm more concerned about here is what I want to do is somehow learn how I've just saved this as, and the animation, I don't want to be using this geometry like this. You see retopo magnum finalize. I don't want to be using this stuff for animating things around because it's very heavy on the system. So I want to learn how people do this thing that all their assets are in another Blender file, and in this file they just bring in the instance of that linked thing. So it should be like very nice and very कहाँ बची मेरी बच्ची? खा लिया था? ओ मेरी बच्ची ने खा लिया. 2 minutes. I'll be right back. Okay, light is also gone. Damn it. Okay, so as you just see, one problem that I'm facing is this light is shutting off, and the reason for that is the charger just refuses to connect with the light. I don't know what is the thing there. Yeah, so this is the order of business that I need to go forward with. I have no idea how. Yeah, I was talking about linked files, right? Just have instances and do it. So that'll be fun, as is everything else in fun to like figure things out in these personal projects. So, oh god. We'll have to stick to no light for this last section. I shall keep you updated on how the progress is. Thank you so much for being in the khud. I will catch you tomorrow. Peace.